Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number RC1541 4x4. This is a stainless steel hinge in a US32D finish. That means satin finish. It's a 100% stainless steel hinge and a brushed satin finish. This at one time was available in a polished stainless as well, but I believe it's become discontinued. And there may still be some inventory on hand, but unlikely not. RC, that means, let's dissect the part number. RC, that means radiused corner. That's a 1/4 inch radius that's on the outside corners of that hinge. And that's very common when you have residential applications. Wood door, wood frame, metal clad door with a wood edge, wood frame. When the router comes and makes that preparation for the hinge, it's going to leave a radius because you're using a 1/2 inch drill bit, a router bit. And the shop, the factory, the mill worker, the pre-hanger doesn't go back and square those corners. That's quite time consuming to do that, and it's not a simple chore to do that automatically or in an automated fashion. So leaving them radiused is very common. 5/8 is the other radius, and it's a much larger radius. Same principle. They use a 1.25" diameter bit and then don't go back and clear out the corners. 1541 is representative of the hinge itself. That means that this hinge is going to have this specific hole pattern for the screw locations. And there is a link below this video to a document called Template where you will be able to review in detail the precise locations of these holes. Top down, from the leaf out, from the leaf in. By all means, review that first before you make a purchase. If you're replacing existing, there are more than one what common lay people will call zigzag pattern. This is just a non-template pattern, so be sure that you're not ordering the wrong hinge. It's likely that your hinge is going to be very, very close, maybe within a 1/16 or even less. In my experience, when it's off that much, it's going to work. But you'll need to be the final decision maker regarding that if your locations are not exact. If you're replacing existing, check the template before you order them so that you know that you're getting the right thing. The template also is a kitchen sink type template that will work for many other hinge numbers, model numbers from Hager. This hinge is 4x4. You can also do it, of course, in a 3.5, 3.5, but the height is the first dimension on this hinge, and then the width is next. I suppose it doesn't really much matter if you understand which dimension goes first when the hinge is square, but it would matter if it was rectangular, like maybe 4x5 or 4x3.5 or 4.5x8. The height is the first dimension. That's the important part to know. 32D, we talked about that. Stainless base material, satin finish. Screws are also included. Those are also stainless. Okay. The 1542, I should also have mentioned, means the location of the screw holes, but it also means that the hinge leaf is 85 thousandths of an inch, and the caliper tells us that it's 87 thousandths of an inch. That's what's called residential weight. Okay. There's also a link below this video to a document called Data Sheet, which is really nothing other than a tear sheet or a cut sheet out of the Hager catalog. Then also you have a link to the product catalog from Hager. Now that's very helpful because you might find that this RC1542, forgive me, 1541 is not the right hinge. Well, the product catalog will show you all of the residential hinges that are there. Very simple and straightforward to determine that. You might say to yourself that what you need is perhaps the square corner version of this hinge, or you might want the ball bearing version of this hinge. You'll see the part number there that you can then populate back into the website, pull up those additional documents that are there, and continue on your search for the proper hinge. Okay. The name Hager is synonymous with all things hinge related. It's their namesake after all, Hager Hinge. And suffice it to say that their product offering of hinges is exhaustive, both in residential and certainly commercial hinges. They don't dare stop at just hinges. Hager's going to be able to supply you with everything for the opening. Hinges and door closers and lock sets and weather stripping and trim and auxiliary hardware, sliding door hardware, a variety of ancillary items, specialty items as well, whether you want to hang a 1,000-pound door on a continuous hinge or you have rescue hardware that you need for a hospital application. Hager basically sells everything for the opening except the door and frame itself. There's a link below this video to the menu, and they've been doing it since the mid-19th century. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Hager, this is their part number RC1541 4x4 quarter-inch radius. It also states that it's a removable pin. You can easily tap that pin out. Not your best choice for an exterior door that swings out, but this is probably going to be residential and in-swing by nature, so not an issue, and you very likely simply want the ability to tap that pin out because you might know in the future, I'm going to have to take that door off the hinges twice a year when I move some of the furniture from where the Christmas tree goes up to the other room, or whatever the scenario is. Any question on this or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.